like to introduce the next person. We talked a little bit about how important it is to start this grassroots movement right where we are, in our towns, in our cities, where we live. I live in Norwich. The next person I would like to introduce, I've known him for a lot of years. I met him when he was campaigning many years ago, and he'd go door to door and say what he was going to do to change government when he got involved in it. And by golly, he did what he said. And this year he's running for mayor of Norwich. So I'm very happy to introduce my good friend Pete, and I'd like him to say a few words right now. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. These assemblies are very important. The energy that you're projecting today has to go out into our communities every day. While we gather on this green, a green that was donated through land grants for this city, it's important that what you learn by your presence today is put into action tomorrow and throughout the week. Elected officials can say many things. One of the most important things they need to do is to listen. And it's quite clear that people in Washington are not listening. They're still going forward with a design that has nothing to do with how this country was founded. Other speakers have spoken about that. This is a free society. It's established for the people, not for government. And when government starts talking about knowing what's best for you, you better listen yourselves, because it's not in your interest. Their plans, their designs are really about funneling decisions away from yourselves. Strength is in numbers. We have the numbers. That's what's most important. I truly believe that each and every one of you here today can be represented by dozens and dozens of more who couldn't be here today, but they feel the same way that you do. And it's important that you continue to reach out to them, whether it's your neighbors or your co-workers. We cannot allow the federal government, in this case, to grow in the direction that our new president is providing for us. Because it's the direction that takes the decisions out of the hands of people. And it's something that we cannot afford. Unfortunately, our new president doesn't understand that we do not have unlimited wealth, that we do not have the ability to print money the way the federal government does. And every time they talk about new taxes or only taxing a certain group, if you think that doesn't get down into your life, you know it does. Anytime you tax business, it affects jobs. Sometimes it drives them away. The federal government today is not promoting a job-friendly agenda, because the jobs they're talking about are government-based. And that in itself is not how this country is strong. Small business is where our government should be looking at. That's where they should be putting their emphasis on, helping small businesses, the entrepreneurs, the people who put people to work within our own communities. That's the emphasis they should have. Unfortunately, it's not. Taking control away from all of you is absolutely the wrong thing. The elected officials in Washington, and yes, even in Hartford, and yes, I served up there for a number of years, they're just following a course. It's a course that doesn't lead back to you. It makes you go back to them for every choice in your life. That's not what we are all about here in America. America is a land of freedom, where people can make their own choices, where people can live their lives as they best see fit. Government intrusion in your wallet, in your health care, will only lead to further growth in government. It won't lead to solutions, and that's the problem. The healthcare crisis which we have, there's some truth to that. There are many people who can't get health care. But you don't have to create a bureaucracy from the top down to address that issue. There are systems already in place, whether it's our community health centers that could be accessed. You could increase eligibility without creating this bureaucracy and reach out to more people and provide health care for them at the local level, right where they live, and that's what's really important. I don't want Washington deciding where my kids are going to live someday. And I don't want Washington taking away the choice that they have. They're still in school, one college, two right here at NFA across the street. But I see a world changing, and not for the better. So I ask all of you to take the energy that you have here today and go out into the community during the week, not just at the Tea Party gatherings. Talk to your co-workers. Even get on the phone and call people and ask them if they're aware of these efforts, the ones that you're putting forth. Get them engaged. Make them a part of this movement, because this is where the strength is. It's with all of you. It's not in Washington. It's not in a policy book. It's not in a president's idea for a better world.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dane, and I'm a resident of Groton, Connecticut. I'm also a student at the University of Connecticut. I'm majoring in the American Studies program. Recently elected as the student body president of the Avery Point campus, which I attend. And in the future, I would like to get myself involved in politics somehow, whether it be run for office or whether it be working for a campaign, but I plan to get myself involved, and that starts right here today. I'm so proud to be here with my grandparents. We're all just fervently proud to be here as part of this grassroots movement, and I just want to say that this fight against the government for me is personal, because when I see my own president get on TV and say that you can be only so successful in life before you have to start sharing it with others, that makes me seething mad. I work hard to pay for my education, and my family has worked equally hard to help me with my education. And trust me, I've worked too hard to let any of that go to waste. I've become more civically involved than ever, especially since this past election. And it really has opened my eyes to what's really going on here. And it's really opening my eyes to all of the lies and all of the corruption that you see in the media and in the government. It's disgusting. As a final note or two, the saying of Connecticut that's written on our flag, qui transtulit sustinet, is Latin for he who transplants sustains. We right now are transplanting a grassroots movement unlike none other, and it's going to be sustained for the years to come. President Obama ran on a campaign of change we can believe in. Well, they can keep their change, because this is real change that we can believe in, and here it is in action. And I'm not afraid to sound partisan or politically incorrect when I say this, but I sure like being a citizen of the United States of America, not a slave in the communist state of Obama. Thank you all. God bless you all.